Hey everyone, I finished watching the kinda sorta first episode of Power Rangers Operation Overdrive, or episode -1, maybe? I don't know what to call this. Power Rangers Operation Overdrive Behind the Scenes special. This special is hosted by James McLurkin. He's in costume as Mac, but not in character. He takes a casual walk around the various production departments of Power Rangers. He engages in conversation with the crew, asking how certain props work, how costumes and sets are made, etc. Particular focus is put on the main villains, Flurious and Moltor. The mechanics of Norg's outfit are also given attention. Despite being a special, this is no longer than a typical episode at just over 22 minutes. Some Bokanger footage is shown, including shots of the unmorphed cast. The special doesn't dive too deep into the adaptation side of things, mostly just focusing on props, sets, and costumes. James McLurkin is the only cast member here, though the rest do show up in some shots from the upcoming show. Doggy Kruger's head makes a cameo. It's on a table in the monster department. I'm wondering if there were plans on recycling it into a new creature or something. Finding information on this special is difficult because its title, as far as I'm aware, is just Behind the Scenes Special. This is particularly confusing because there's an episode of Operation Overdrive titled Behind the Scenes. Further obscuring this special is the fact that it's never been released on home media or been given any kind of official release at all outside of its original airing. I'd hoped that when Shout Factory reached this season, they'd include this special as a bonus. Unfortunately, when it came to bonus features for the later Disney seasons, they really skimped out. The only bonus features on the Shout Factory DVDs for Mystic Force and Operation Overdrive are just copied from the Buena Vista DVDs, with the Jetix bumpers cut off for some reason. Not much to look too deep into analysis-wise. There are some neat little peeks into what Overdrive will be like. We hear the theme song for the first time, and I like it. I recall the theme song being a bit controversial. Fans weren't happy the show was deviating away from the standard rock themes. On the one hand, I get it. A lot of kids shows around this time were utilizing rap themes, and not for creative reasons. It was because rap was popular with kids, and not because it fit the show. In hindsight, though, Mystic Force and Overdrive stand out. Their themes may not be to everyone's tastes, but they provided some nice variety. I like the lyrics of Overdrive's theme song. It quickly and smoothly explains the entire premise. The Rangers are said to be treasure hunters this season. That's different. What kind of treasure will they look for? We see a crown with jewels and a lot of weapons. There's also a giant spherical grid in the Overdrive Command Center. It's like a real-world take on the old viewing globe of Mighty Morphin. Compared to past behind-the-scenes specials, this one has a very laid-back tone. James McLurkin just casually chatting with everyone reminds me of how Mr. Rogers would go about showing off something. I'm surprised Disney was able to make something like this. Usually, their original made-for-TV documentaries are filled with quick-cut editing to make it all seem more fast-paced. The only real Disney-esque touch here is a condescending pop-up blurb that pops up to explain certain words and terminology, mostly New Zealand slang and terminology.
Yeti, Norg. Oh, meaning such a scallywag. So it's almost like... Is a gizmo is a technical term? It's a very technical term. Are you the gizmo supervisor? You are the version of Flurious, which is this thing. We just... No, we're going to get told. Well, it's pretty hot in the month, that's... It is quite hot in the month. We just do everything that needs to be done to get the deck as a 100% ready for it. Yeah. It's cold. There's actually latex, which is already drying. There's hair. So you're seeing resin, which is called water clear. So it'll come out like this slowly. And of course, there's going to be a link up as well. There's going to be some glue up. I don't know if you can. Is it? Certainly you can. That's a 40 degree. Well, I actually have it there, but it's getting into wear and tear, so that'll be awesome.
We need it too late.
Oh, yes, try and think of that.
Yeah, it's more variable.
Man, so the finish that you get on is really good. Try to get lots of it.
Oh, it's actually used made it
Yes, it is indeed. And to try and make it not molten rock before we even start putting it onto anything, we've crinkled it right up in the centre. And it is looking schmick already.
Mostly unnecessary. The only word I'd honestly never heard of and wouldn't have understood in context was smick. Definitely a unique start to the season. Kinda weird it predates the show itself. I'd expect this kind of thing to come later, similar to RPM's behind-the-scenes special. Next time, we get to the show proper. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't watched it in a couple of years now, so this will be interesting to revisit. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.
Let's name it now. Joe?
Joe.
What about Joe Steve?
That'll do.
Joe Steve.